Hi, my name is John Perez. I'm a play-by-play broadcaster for News12Varsity.com as well as St. John's Athletics, John Jay Athletics, the CUNY Athletic Conference, St. Francis College, and I know I'm leaving a couple other places out. I write for the Community News Group, I write for News 12 Varsity as well, and I edit highlights for MLB.com and News12Varsity.com. I got into sports when I was about 8 years old. My brother was actually the sports guy and I was more of the academic. I used to like to watch the History Channel and things like that. But, you know, it's one thing when you watch it, it's another thing when you play it. My parents signed me up to play baseball when I was around that same age, 8 years old, at St. Adalbert's in Queens, where I'm from. And there's just nothing better than competition. And that's just always something that I thrive to achieve, and something that I always enjoyed doing was just that competition, kind of the mano-a-mano and the team against team aspect of those types of things. Now, this is my opinion, and I know that it's all subjective when it comes to broadcasting. Gary Cohen's the best broadcaster in the game, bar none. Not only does he manage the ship well with great personalities in Keith Hernandez and Ron Darling, he's knowledgeable, he's funny, and he just lets everyone do their thing, and he doesn't always have to be the star. I think that's the best thing too. And they have a great team with Steve Gelbs, and it used to be Kevin Burkhardt as well. So I think that the Mets on the television side have done a great job, and I think it's great in terms of Gary Cohen being a former radio guy moving to television, because he speaks more than usual for a TV broadcaster. Now you can listen to some Midwestern broadcasters that don't speak as much and they let the game breathe, which is nice. And I'm not saying that Gary suffocates the game, but what's good about him is that you'll get a story. You can turn on a Mets game in the 6th inning. You can find out how each team scored, a little nugget about another divisional race, and you can find out something new about some pinch hitter that's coming in. And you don't really get that in a lot of other games as well. So I think the state of broadcasting, at least for the Mets on the television side and even the radio side, Howie Rose, Josh Lewin, and Wayne Randazzo, who does a good job with the pregame and even filling in for Josh and Howie when they're out, I think that they've done an exceptional job. So those are really my broadcasting influences as well. Joe Davis for FS1. A lot of people like to get on John Sterling and Susan Wellman, the Yankees broadcasters. When you've got a niche and it works for you, go for it. Everyone likes to dump on John Sterling, but hey, his home run calls are his moneymakers. It's Judgment Day, All Rise, an A-bomb from A-Rod. Those are his things, and if it works, hey, if your employer likes it, and people come up to you in the streets, fans, Yankee fans come up to you and they say, hey, listen, we really like this call, go for it. It's sports, it's supposed to be fun. It's not this serious hoity-toity thing that you can have all the time. I think that in terms of the New York market, those guys have been great. I always try to aspire to be one of those guys whenever I step behind a mic, because they can tell a story, and that's all what broadcasting is. It's storytelling. You get to know the players, you get to know other divisions, and I want to watch a game and I want to be enlightened by what I hear, not just by what I see, and a lot of those guys provide it. I think it's funny that you have actors, broadcasters, people that are in front of the camera that refer to as talent. There's quote-unquote talent. Now, you do need to have talent. I'll give you that. But talent is the people that run the BNC cables. Talent is setting up your broadcast so that it goes well. Talent is calling into the studio to say, hey, listen, we have a problem here, this is how we fix it, and we get the broadcast rolling. I don't think people realize how chaotic a broadcast can be before it actually happens. And during all that time, the play-by-play broadcaster and the commentators and even the sideline reporters are just sitting there. There's no talent there. They're not the reason that a broadcast is up. It's the networks. It's the people that are behind the scenes, producers, directors, TDs, PAs. That's the real talent there. Anyone can read a script or a teleprompter, but those people are really the talented ones in terms of the producers and the directors, and I don't know, I'm just not a fan of that. So when somebody says, oh, the talent is here, I'm not as talented as some of those people and what they do, and I think all the credit should really go to them and not just broadcasters, writers, and people that just put the content out there. It's the actual people that make the content and make it happen and make it appear. I think social media is weeding out broadcasters that aren't as informed as fans are. We live in a world where the world is at our fingertips. For instance, if I'm broadcasting the finals, if I'm broadcasting the Cavs are playing the Warriors, I don't know every single factoid of Cleveland Cavaliers history or Golden State Warriors history. And there is a fan out there on each fan base, or probably just one person out there that knows much more than I do. So I think what social media does is it kind of keeps broadcasters accountable. I'm not saying that there aren't trolls out there and there aren't people that just like to, say bad things about other broadcasters, don't like their styles and just like to troll. But social media at least makes broadcasters accountable for their mistakes. It shines on what they've done right, it shines on what they've done wrong, and I think that if you just go out there, block out all of the noise, become very well informed, become very prepped, you don't have to worry about social media. And I think social media in another way has also helped broadcasters in that I could tweet, hey, I'm broadcasting this Cardinal Hayes Archbishop Malloy game at 4 o'clock. It's on news12varsity.com, check it out. So social media helps out broadcasters, I think, more than it hurts, because it makes us more accountable in terms of what we're going to say and what we're going to show as a presentation.